Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Today it's time to have a look at another devblog for the next major update, and this is the premiums which is coming in for rank 7. We obviously had the American one already, it's time for 3 more. One for Germany, one for Italy, and one for Israel, so maybe you can work out what the rank 8 vehicles are going to be. As always, if you want to purchase these, make sure to use my partner code in the description of the video. You'll get yourself a 3% discount on the purchase, plus also my decal in game, and support the channel. All of these seem to be pretty decent options in an air-to-air sense. We're going to go through each of them, have a chat about them, and also my experience in similar vehicles. Let's get into the vehicles themselves. The first vehicle is the MiG-21 bis Lazur-M. This is a German vehicle. It's going to be coming in at rank 7, and in the pack you also get 2,000 Golden Eagles, premium account for 15 days, the Silver Swallow title, and also you get an experimental deforming camouflage, which is pretty cool. It looks like a Czech camouflage, if I was going to be honest. Yeah, it's a Czech Air Force camo with a splinter pattern. It just looks absolutely beautiful. So the Lazur-M version is an export version of course, the MiG-21 bis. It was given to the GDR, or East Germany, in 1975, and in the GDR Air Force, the MiG-21 bis delivered from the USSR was split into 2 subtypes, dependent on configuration of the avionics inside. You had the Lazur-M guidance equipment and also the Polet OL or OI pilot navigation system. The Lazur-M guidance system was more intended for air defense, so this vehicle is going to be an air superiority fighter. And being based off of the MiG-21 bis, it's going to have a fantastic platform to do that with. What is interesting though is when it comes to the missiles that it gets access to, so it has R3Ss, R3Rs, R13Ms, or R60s. So obviously people are just going to use the R60s. This platform, being a MiG-21 bis, should be able to access 6 of them, which will be very strong. Kind of surprising we're not seeing R60Ms, but I suppose they could always add to those if they wanted to. It also gets a bunch of ground ordnance as well, so it gets S-24 and S-5 rockets, the ZB-500 incendiary bombs, 100, 250, 500 kilo caliber bombs as well. So if you want to use this in ground, I suppose you can. I would definitely say this is not designed for ground though. This is much more designed for the air superiority role. If you've ever used the MiG-21 bis, you know how powerful it can be in the game. It used to be an absolute stomper before we got the next stage of evolution in this game, and it's still incredibly powerful because of the amount of missiles it has. This vehicle also, the Lazur-M, will get countermeasures, so it will get chaff and also flares, meaning that you can't just be aggressive in the vehicle, you can also be defensive. The MiG-21, at least in my opinion, is quite maneuverable. Obviously there are vehicles which can definitely outmaneuver it, but it has a really good combination of general agility and also speed. This thing coming in kind of shows a really top BR Premium. It's not as good, obviously, as stuff like the F-14 or maybe the MiG-23, but I tell you what, it's nearly up there. Like, this thing is really powerful and will be really nice to grind out the German tree. Would it be better than something like the G91R4? Well, with the matchmaking right now, probably, but it's kind of hard to tell. The next vehicle you have is the F-104S TAF, with TAF standing for Turkish Air Force. This is designed as a close air support vehicle, so therefore its weaponry kind of matches that. It does come with 2,000 GE, premium account 15 days, the Starfighter title, and also the Cat camouflage as well. I know a lot of people are probably sick of the F-104 when it comes to Italy, but with the addition of rank 8, maybe there'll be something else along the line which will be brought in for them. At the same time, the F-104 has kind of proven itself over and over again in War Thunder to be very powerful, incredibly fast, good gun, and also generally decent performance. The major issue with them is the lack of countermeasures on some of them, such as the F-104J and many of the Italian variants. This TAF does not mention that it gets countermeasures, like the other two premiums do mention, which is a big issue for this vehicle. It does get access to some AIM-9Bs, which are very weak, and also AIM-9Ps, which are okay. Like, the AIM-9Ps are not bad missiles, but I would say after playing stuff like the F1, the AIM-9Ps are nowhere near as strong as a lot of other Sidewinders that are in the game. They need a longer burn time, basically, seems to be the major issue with them, compared to other missiles which are being used right now, such as AIM-9Gs and especially AIM-9Ls and stuff like R60Ms. The vehicle does also get some ground ordnance. It gets some BLU-1 incendiary bombs, some Zuni Mark 32s and FFAR Mighty Mouses, and also 250, 500, 750, 1,000, and also 2,000 pound bombs. So you can bring a bunch of ground ordnance, which is pretty cool. I'm not sure you want to do that in something like an F-104, but at least it's an option. The major issue with this thing will be if it gets countermeasures or not. If it doesn't get countermeasures, it's going to be really rough to play, because even though the F-104 is fast, there are stuff at high BR which is as fast as it now, which, you know, makes it a bit of a worrying case. And also at the same time, will it be prioritized around that CAS role, or will it be prioritized around other roles like the other two vehicles, which would be the air superiority roles? I think generally this one is probably the weakest out of the three, unfortunately, but also hopefully it's good signs for Italy, meaning that they'll probably get a rank 8. You also have the Kfir Canard for Israel. This is going to be their rank 7 premium with 2000 GE, 15 days of premium, Lion Cub as the title, and also a pre-order camouflage, which will be kind of interesting to see. The tricolor camouflage is of the Aggressor Squadron of the USMC as well, where Kfir Canard, designated as F-21A, were used as Soviet MiG-23 simulators in the training air battles, which is pretty cool. But the Kfir Canard is basically just a standard Kfir, obviously the multi-role combat aircraft developed in the 70s. The fighters themselves were equipped with small canards installed on the nose and engine intakes, and this basically obviously improves some flight performance parts of it. The vehicle itself, it has the two 30mm DEFA 552s. A lot of people don't like them. I think they're fine. You know, sometimes you don't do as much damage as you want, but generally any damage to a jet is going to pretty much knock it out of action. The actual air-to-air missiles it gets are AIM-9Ds or AIM-9Es. This is kind of worrying because they're definitely not the best that are around. I understand that a lot of high-tier Israeli vehicles have AIM-9Ds, but in general, I would prefer other missiles instead of them. It does get access to Mighty Mouses or Zunis as rockets. It can also get the 20mm Gal 4 gun as well, or 500, 750, 1000 or 2000 pound caliber bombs. So all three of these vehicles have some kind of ground ordnance, so you can bring them into ground. I just don't know if they're the best options, just because of the fact that at least two of them are more designed around air superiority. The Kfir Canard does get access to countermeasures, so it will be able to defend itself, and if anybody has played the Kfir like I have, they are really nice vehicles to play. They feel great, they are super maneuverable, and with countermeasures, and also with general flying, they just feel really, really good. This seems to be more of an earlier version of them, though, so maybe it won't be as strong as stuff like the C-7, which was the dominant aircraft at the time it came out. Obviously, times have changed once again, so yeah, it's kind of as simple as that. So that rounds off the three premiums that are in. If I was going to rank these, I'd say the MiG-21 BIS is easily the best out of them, just because of its armaments and also its general playstyle suits me the best. I would say the Kfir is very good when it comes to the air superiority role, and the TAS is going to be the best version the TAF is going to be the best version for the ground attack role. So if I was going to rank them, it would be the MiG-21 BIS first, then the Kfir, then unfortunately the F-104. We'll have to see what they bring along as well. I'll be covering the news as we go ahead. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd like to thank Forge, Siegebreak, Carrion Crow, Nicholas Richardson, Elove Goat, Pyman, Winter Scientist, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie, B. Young, and also Sem Arslan, Wilkski, Uncle Bean, Derek R., Bareen, Lafouche, and Samuel Slick for supporting the channel.